Okay. Mike Ferry starts all his events thinking he's going to get 100% participation, and on the last day, if you get 3 people to agree, he's thrilled, right? Why are you guys laughing? All right, let's talk about this. So, draw a line in the paper, and here's what I want to talk about. Always do your best, and life will give you its best. Write that down. Always do your best, and life will give you its best. I wrote down here, the average professional baseball player, makes around $2.6 million a year. A lot of money, right?
Yes.
A lot, $2.6 million. That's the average ball player, makes $2.6 million a year. The ball players at the top of the scale make that much every month and a half. Whoa! Think about that. $2.6 million a year, and some every 45 days are making $2.5 million. Wow. I wrote down here, the average real estate agent might make around $40,000 to $60,000 a year, while the top real estate agents make that every single month. Average, 40 to 60. Top agents, 40 to 60 a month. We have them in our own company. We have agents in our company that make in excess of $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year. True story. Excuse me, a month. Thank you. Yeah. Screwed that one up already. I wrote down here a question. What's the difference? What's the difference? Is it because better skills or better talent? Or maybe they're just luckier? Maybe they're just prettier? Maybe they're taller? Maybe they're a guy? Maybe they're a girl? You know? Maybe they were born and they know 2 languages or 3 languages? Maybe. Because the question is, why does one person make $40,000 a year at their full-time position and another person in the same business with basically the same resources and probably the same educational material earn so much more? So write this thought down. I believe one of the keys is what I call applied effort. Write down applied effort. It's important to do your best in every part of your life. It's important to do your best in every part of your life. You know, the question is, what if you just have average talent and average skill? Average talent, average skill. Average talent, average skill. That's me. Average talent, average skill. How could I ever hope an average talented, average skilled person ever hope to reach some of the top pay scales? Let me ask you that. Average talent, average skills. How can we ever do that? I wrote down here, because they apply themselves more diligently and do their best more often than the average person does. Think about what I just said. Because they apply themselves more diligently, not 100% of the time. I didn't say 100% of the time, did I? More diligently and more often than the average agent does. Average skills, average talent. What's the difference? I'm the turtle. I never stop. I never stop. I don't get derailed. I don't get off track for too long. When I do get off track, and it happens, I get back on track very quickly. And I get refocused on what needs to be done. Whether it's books I'm reading, tapes I'm listening to, seminars I go to. You know, I get this all the time. I'm going to go to a management seminar tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm going to leave tomorrow to another Mike Ferry management seminar in Florida. I need to go to another management seminar like I need a hole in the head, guys, okay? In terms of knowledge, of education, I probably could put on the event. I've been doing this for 40 years. Not egotistical, just I know the material. I know what to say and how to say it, and I know how to do it at a pretty decent level. Why am I going to sit in that class? I'm going to polish it slightly, to get a little bit better slightly, to be able to bring that information back to my team, and then my team be able to disseminate it to you. Just little bits at a time. I continually go. I also go because my competition doesn't. Do what others won't do for 5 years, you can do what others can't do for the rest of your life. You get that? Internalize that. Own that thought. That's the difference. I just do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it most of the time, not all the time. Okay? I wrote down here, to do your best is achievable by anyone, yet the majority of folks never do their best. To do your best is achievable by any person at any given time. Anyone can do it for a period of time. Maybe not forever, maybe not even for a day, but you can do it for a couple of hours. You can do it for a couple of days. You can do it for a couple of months. This makes sense? Yeah. Anyone can do it. But most people, I wrote down here, just do enough to get by. Just enough to pay the bills. Now, some people's bills are higher than others, so they make more than others. But the truth is, at the end of the day, all you're really doing is paying your bills. And maybe there's a couple dollars left over and you get to go on a trip someplace, or you get to buy a nice little watch for you or your family, or maybe a little nicer car or something like that. But we're talking about basically average paying bills. I wrote this question down. Have you ever thought about how much better your life would be if you always did your best? Whatever you're working, just do your best, that period of time. How much better would your life be if you were always doing your best every time you could? Brian Tracy says, self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. Think about that. Do you do what you say you're going to do or not? And only you know. Now, there's the conversation we have with our coworkers. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this many calls. I'm going to talk to this many people. I'm going to learn this script and this dialogue. Right? Say yes. Yes. We do that. Then there's the dialogue we have with ourselves about the promises we make to ourselves. Now, when we make a promise to ourselves and we don't keep it, we don't feel good about ourselves. That's what we call low self-esteem. So what level are you working on here? Self-esteem is the reputation you have with yourself. What kind of a reputation do you have with yourself with regard to your self-esteem? Interesting question. So I wrote this down. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not disciplined enough. I'm not organized. I'm not good enough. I'm not in good enough physical condition to accomplish that. And about 1,000 other limitations that we can sometimes find to argue for ourselves to justify why we are where we are. Remember what I said on Wednesday? You are where you are because you're okay with that? That's what you're doing. You're justifying where you are. When are you going to stop doing that? We have the opportunity, we have 36 days to run, 36 work days to run through the finish line. We've already, we know, and we were kind of kidding around, there was a few people pitching some properties, but you know that you can take a listing now, today, tomorrow, yesterday, Wednesday. You can take that listing, and you can do something with it. You can get it into escrow, and you can get it closed, and you can make money if you choose to. I am never going to stop hammering on you on this subject. At some point, you're either going to be making a lot of money or you're going to beat me to death. I hope it's the first one. I wrote down here, small steps daily, not giant steps occasionally, will get you to your goals. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything you put your mind to. Write this down, today matters. What I do daily brings me success beyond my wildest dreams. Am I going to role play and learn my scripts and dialogues? Am I going to door knock, learn how to talk to the people, finally? Am I going to phone canvas and learn what to say and how to say it? Am I going to do those activities, or am I going to, I don't know, what do you guys do? Not you guys. Okay, people you know that don't do what they're supposed to do. What do they do? Tell me. If you're supposed to be going out and doing expires and going seeing expires and going previewing property, what came up in the last 24 hours, in the last 48 hours to prevent you from doing that? Any ideas? Can I hear? Anyone?
Facebook.
Sorry?
Facebook.
Facebook got in the way, okay. Thank you for being honest. What else?
No, that was not me.
Oh, that wasn't you.
That
It
was
was
just
somebody else.
That was suggested.
Thank you, Vince. I appreciate that. What else gets in the way? Sorry? Excuses like? Laundry, okay, good. Good. Happy hour, laundry, okay. TV. That's one of mine. I love my DVR. You know, the happiest, saddest point in my life was when I learned how to program a DVR. I loved it, and now I got every show right at my fingertips. When somebody comes to me and says, "Well, there's this new great show." I do not need one more great show, because I'm up, watching this stuff all the time. It's horrible. It's horrible. In fact, I set it up so I watch TV. When I watch TV in our library, where all the books are. Just a complete side note. I love my electronic reader, and I think it's great. And I have hundreds of books on our electronic readers, and we read with those all the time. However, there's nothing more inspiring than being in a room with books and book titles for me, okay? And yet, I believe probably in the next 3 to 5 years, we used to buy, without exaggeration, probably 20 books a month. At least 20 books a month in our home, okay? And they were just stacked up and piled up all over the place. And you would, sometimes just for inspiration, for a sales meeting, I would just walk around and look at titles, and just see what titles there were. And I'd say, whoa, that sounds interesting, let's work on that. So today, all my books in the house are down to one room. Now, they're all on the walls in the one room. But we haven't bought a book, a physical book. Maybe we buy 1 or 2 a month now, as compared to the electronic books. We're still buying books and still reading, but they're on the electronic readers. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm not sure that this is really the best thing for the world, but that's a side note. What I do daily will bring me success beyond my wildest dreams. If I do what I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. I wrote here, the action you take today will speak volumes as to the success that you will have for the balance of this year, those 36 work days, and how they will start to transfer into the first quarter of next year. I started the talk last week asking you, how much money do you want to make this quarter in the next 30-some-odd work days? I asked you that question. To make one deal, two deals, three deals, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000, $40,000, because that's all possible. It's all possible in the next 36 work days. And the magic, though, the bonus to that is the effort that you put in over here to make that money between now and the end of the year. You're also going to have a great what? Well, you're going to have a great Christmas, so that's part of the 36 work days. But what else happens?
2014.
January, February, and March get better. January, February, and March. Unintended consequences, unintended opportunities. We're focusing on this, but we're going to get that bonus. The actions you take today will speak volumes as to the success you will have. It's your choice. You can continue doing what you've always done and continue getting what you've always got, or you can change it. You can do it starting right now. Let's go out and have a fabulous week. Thank you.